How is dating and marriage life different? I thought marriage is like, talk to me. How come I hear these two other guys' voice and the AI woman's voice every night? Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of NGL where we talk about the things in life that matter. My name is Natasha.
I'm Zeleny.
We are back with a question and answer episode.
Yes, I can't wait.
Okay. How is dating and marriage life different? You don't clock off from each other.
Ever. When you share a room and you all have different aircon temperature, you...
How your result?
We take the hotter one.
Really?
Yeah lah. Then I sleep without blanket lor.
I like colder than Brian. So we take the colder one, right? Then you wear long pants, long sleeve.
And socks.
I wear t-shirt, shorts. Like, woo, life's great at 24 degrees.
Oh my god. No, but cannot because like if it's too cold, then the other person will sneeze and like be damn sad. Yeah, but compromise.
Compromise
Yeah,
means...
marriage life.
Okay, I feel like the biggest transition I had, right? Really figuring out the fact that we don't clock off from each other. Because I think when you are dating, right? Like, you spend maybe, especially after work, right? You spend maybe like 7 o'clock to whatever time you all go home together. And so that few hours you are...
You
like,
give your
locked
100%.
in, you're focused, you're connecting with each other. But once you go home or once you get on the train, separate ways, right? That's your time already.
Yeah.
Actually, you get to shut off, you get to decompress, you go back to living life on your rhythm, on your schedule, doing whatever you want. And then the next time you meet, then okay lah, connect properly again. So right, because that was my experience with dating, I thought marriage would be great. It's like a forever sleepover with my best friend, right? We're going to be talking and like, because when I stay over with my girlfriends, it's like
Don't
we're
sleep one,
talking,
right?
heart-to-heart talk, right? So like, wow, marriage will be a forever heart-to-heart talk. And then within the first week of marriage, right, by a certain time, he logged on to Dota every night and play Dota.
When you wanted to talk.
I mean, I want to talk all the time. Then like, every night, I don't hear his voice, you know. I hear his two friends' voice talking over Discord. Then I hear his computer, your right tower is under attack. Then I thought marriage is like, talk to me. How come I hear these two other guys' voice and the AI woman's voice every night? So then we had to have a talk. And then I realized that we had different expectations because he's so used to a certain rhythm of decompressing at the end of the night. And if he cannot decompress that way, he sincerely feels quite overstimulated. But to me, it's like, wow, I can go on and on. Yeah, but so after a while, I realized that as part of loving Brian, I had to honor the fact that he does have a certain rhythm set in place, and I can't like come in like a tornado and like
Override
every single thing. But at the same time, his way of loving me is knowing that now that he's married, he needs to adjust his life from what it was when he was just single, right? And to be very conscious that there is another person in the room who he's sharing the room with, and like we're connecting. And I think in marriage we had to figure out a rhythm of what it's like to connect and disconnect while we're in the same space. So we can be in the same space, but each doing our own things, having time to decompress, and we don't need to always like 100% be connected, talking all the time. That's my marriage at least lah. If you talk to your partner 24/7, great for y'all. Maybe y'all are so connected like Bluetooth all the time. That was one of the bigger challenges for us.
I think for me it is okay, like on a more serious note, it really is like the weight of commitment to each other. Like when you really see like the worst side of the person, or like vice versa, right? Like the person experiences the worst side of you, but yet like still choose to go home, and you know, still choose to love you in ways that you want to be loved, even when like the person is like not feeling it. Yeah, I think it's like the weight of commitment to stay like in the relationship. Yeah, because like when you're dating, right, there's still like an out.
There is.
Yeah. And like and for me and my husband, right, I think we treat marriage as really like a lifetime commitment. I mean, we talked about it before getting married, and I think we also individually considered and wanted to be like as sure as we can. So I think like the marriage vows and all like is something that is very serious. We don't ever use the D word also. Yeah, I learned this in like in a marriage preparation course. Don't throw in the word divorce, you know, even in like your worst argument
for you lah.
Yeah. So, but maybe when you're dating, I mean, maybe the end goal is more of like, oh, whether should I marry this person or not.
Yeah, and I do think that in dating, breaking up should be an option if you are considering the possibility of marriage.
Correct.
Because if you come to a point where we're really not suited for each other, or like the way we view life in the future is so different, then perhaps it would be better to part ways than to like try and force it.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also the good parts about like being married also. Yeah, having someone to pay for all my meals.
No, but it is nice lah to be able to build a life together. I think especially in Singapore's context, like marriage comes with like buying a house and like things like that, right? Versus like sometimes in the dating phase, if you choose not to live with your partner, then you don't get the experience of like really building a home in a physical space and creating your little life together. I feel like in marriage that was quite nice to be able to do that.
Marriage is about like solving many things together, like doing projects together. Yeah, working as a team. Like there's a partnership that I never really experienced like in dating. I think like during dating, right, it's like finding more about each other and maybe supporting each other through you know, challenging seasons. But I feel like in marriage, like when like what you mentioned, when you build a house,
work on more things together.
Yeah, you work more things together. You think about be a better son or daughter to like both sides of the family, because it's like, you know, we are one, like we're a team. So whatever that's important to one person, the other person also like comes in. When two of us do something, like I feel like there's a lot more synergy. Yeah. So I find like it's a very interesting thing about marriage, that is like that partnership that I never really experienced when we were dating.
You reminded me, I think like one other difference is like kind of taking the person's family as your own as well, which happens at marriage. Because I feel in the dating phase, if you're introduced as the girlfriend, boyfriend, it's a bit different from you becoming part of the family as the daughter-in-law, son-in-law. And obviously every family has their own dynamic lah, as like in terms of like how close they are, how much time they spend together, what expectations there are. But the whole idea of like, now I have another set of parents, what does it mean to love this set of parents that I've actually never really grown up with? Time did not necessarily build that bond for me and them, but right now I choose to bring them into my heart as my parents, especially as they age, considering in the future whether I have to consider alongside my husband that we want to provide for like his parents and things like that. I think that was new, like learning to make space in my heart, not just for my new life with my husband, but for new family members.
So we've come to the end of our today's episode. If you like this episode, please like it or share it with a friend whom you think, you know, would benefit from all the questions that we have answered. If you like our content, you know, we post episodes every other Thursday, so you can follow our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are also on socials, on Instagram and TikTok. We are ngl.people, and you can also join us on our Telegram channel, where we post updates about our upcoming episodes or even behind the scenes footage. And lastly, we also do parties. We love in-person gatherings. We don't just want to talk to you guys behind the screen, but we love to meet you in person. So stay tuned for our upcoming gatherings. You can find that on our social media. So till next time, see ya!
Bye!